Jesus, right when I was about to speak, this thing went to be crazy. Greetings, good afternoon. This is Afternoon Sky. I'm your host, Sky. A little bit of technical difficulties there. We'll get past them though. Move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way. Also, it must be your ass because it ain't your face. I need a tip drill. I need a tip drill. Songs by the legendary hip hop icons Ludacris and Nelly that are not going to be on the set list, I'm sure, at this festival. Hold on. I don't think they've seen each other since the Versus back in 2000. Look at that. Look at time go. 2020, excuse me. Not 2000. 2026 is it's 5 years and change. A few months. So this is just very interesting. They have a booking at what is called a MAGA-coded music festival. It's Rock the Country, celebrating 250 years of freedom. 8 massive shows, 8 small towns, a festival for the people. For the people. Not black people, not white people, not brown people, not red people, not yellow people, but the people. So it's rocking the country. Top billing are some acts like Creed, Kid Rock, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert. I think that's his ex, if I'm not mistaken. Leonard Skinner. Leonard Skinner's on the bill. And of course, like I said before, Ludacris and Nelly. Now, they're going to have to really, show that they can rock with all these other acts and, just to show themselves, not even just to show the other acts, but to show themselves that they can be on the stage, performing as hip hop acts and, virtually in a sea of country and rock acts. But this is the thing. All of this music is black music. All of it. Country, rock, hip hop, all of it. It's all under the same umbrella of black music. It all came from Negro spirituals. Some of it has been imported from Ireland, the Irish jigs and stuff like that. That is true. But for the most part, like the banjo, where was the banjo created? In West Africa. So, an instrument so tied to country music and everything like that was originated by black people at the onset. Africans in the West, in Western Africa. But back to Ludacris and Nelly, they should be able to perform well. I think they'll have a good set list. They have a catalog. Like I said, they were in the Verses in 2020, and it was an awesome show. I can't remember if who they said won. I'm not sure exactly who they said was the winner of that Verses, but it's very powerful for them to be on that stage to be in the future. I think it says Rock the Country 2026. Sign up now for pre-sale that starts Friday, January 16th at 10 a.m. local. And it says Ludacris gonna be like, "What's your fantasy?" And the audience is gonna be like, "A white ethno state." Who is this? Oh, it's Sir Rick James. I think it's the first time I've seen you since the new year. Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year. Ludacris is arguably the best ever to do it. He's one of the best ever to do it. He definitely is one of the best flows, some of the best lyricism, some of the best imagery, and performance wise, and just all around talented guy. And I think Nelly is too. Nelly had songs with Tim McGraw, so he may even bring Tim McGraw out. I don't see his name on here. He's not. I don't see his name. But he had a song with Tim McGraw called Over and Over Again. Over and over again. Because it's all in my head. That's absolutely ludicrous. Yeah. You're spelling it the correct way, and that's not his name. This to let you know you must have autocorrect. Nelly's the one who sings It Wasn't Me. No, that's Shaggy, sir. That's Shaggy. Unless I'm mistaken something, there might be a song that Nelly has called It Wasn't Me. I know the Shaggy song, It Wasn't Me. Jay, too cool for you and me. Hi. Salute to you. So we're having a party, by the way, Rick James. We're having a party. We're officially having a party. Nelly on that Walter White. Why you say that? 14 people in the room. Let's see some one-ups. Yes, let's see those one-ups in the room. I have 9 people watching right now. Get those likes up. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. But yeah, so I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. I don't think it's gonna be a coon fest. I don't think it's gonna be like, yeah, boy, get out there on that stage and sing for us. Like I don't think that's gonna be the vibe. The vibe is gonna be, hey, that's cool, okay. You do a little hip hop. We can. You got a nice beat. You got a nice, melody. It flows well. We'll get down with it. I guess that's what I see it as. Light skin Neo. I'm going to go, sir. All right, salute to you, Rick James. I appreciate you for coming in. Thank you very much for your patronage. Rock on. That's what I said. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. That song is probably not going to be on the set list. I'm pretty sure they're going to exclude that from from him performing that song. And the same thing goes with Nelly, Tip Drill. I don't think he's going to do anything close to Tip Drill. He'll do Hot in Her. He'll do Flap Your Wings. He'll do, he has some great features. One of my favorite features with him with Jagged Edge, where the party at. I don't know if he'll just do his side, his portion of that song. Show. Okay. Oh, you mean you're going to the show? Oh, I'm like, I thought you were leaving the. I thought you were leaving the chat. I was like, go ahead. Oh, you're going to the show. That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you going to the Rush show too? I was going to go until I saw that the seats were like the best seats were like $14,000. I was like, okay, a little too steep for my blood. They have a different population. They have a different demographic. And I am not in that. I'm in, they're looking for like the 50s and 60-year-olds, who make at least $200,000 a year. I am not in that bracket. Nelly has to do Mr. Bombastic Fat. What are you talking about? What are you doing, Rick James? He should do that song and dedicate it to Tim Waltz. What move? Which one? Move, bitch? Or you talking about Nelly or Ludacris? Nelly has to do. Nelly is not Shaggy, Rick James. Shaggy is a totally different artist. He's a totally different artist. Oh man, so I just think it's gonna be cool. Celebrating 250 years of freedom in America. I don't want to see them treated like they're like, oh, they're just some, these boys got to come in and be with us. We have to darken up the lineup. We have to make it a little bit black. We have to make sure we put in a few black acts, so it's not like we're just saying it's all whites. I don't see this happening because I think a great many of the people that are going to be in the audience are going to be, supporters of Nelly and Ludacris. Yeah, movement. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's not going to be on the set list. Trust me, it's not going to be on the set list. I'm polishing my dancing loafers for the occasion. I'm sure you are. But I don't know when it is. I have to see when it exactly. Oh, it starts in May. It goes from May through September. Wow. From Belleville, Texas, Bloomingdale, Georgia, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Ashley, Kentucky, Anderson, South Carolina, Hastings, Michigan, Ocala, Florida, and Hamburg, New York. Times may vary by city. They need a gig, Gigi Allen hologram. No room for you. No room for you. They should have a twerk for Charlie Kirk contest. I love it. I love it, Bumba. That would be, yeah, that would be something. Twerk for Charlie, in the memory of Charlie Kirk. We're gonna see these young ladies of age twerk. Like, I can see them being like serious and funny at the same time, and having them on stage with a bunch of young women in their 20s or 30s just twerking it. All in the memory of Charlie Kirk. I'm not gonna say rock and power to him because I disagree with everything he pretty much stood for, and what he said about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Bring out Nikki and Erica to twerk too. Wow, could you imagine that? I can imagine it. I'm imagining it right now. Yeah, Erica, Kirk, getting down, and of course Nikki, she's used to doing that, dropping down and get her eagle on. That would be the song too. Nelly's "Flap Your Wings," drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Hell no, you ain't leaving on, huh? Come down and get your eagle on, girl. And Ludacris, Southern Hospitality. Where they going? I think they're gonna be in the South. They're gonna be in Texas and Bloomingdale, Georgia, South Carolina. Yeah, Ocala, Florida. They have a lot of Southern hospitality, even though it wouldn't be from Georgia or in Atlanta specifically. But he has a lot of songs. He's not gonna have slapping a nigga today, slapping somebody today, slapping somebody today, slap. One of my favorite songs I hope he plays is Nicki brought twerking to mainstream. I don't think that's true. I don't think Nicki brought it to mainstream. I think that was Miley Cyrus, to be honest. People didn't know what twerking was until Miley Cyrus. Hip hop's known what twerking was, 20, 30 years way before Miley Cyrus, but she brought it into the homes during the MTV Music Awards. I think it was 2013 or 24. It was either 13 or 14, I think. One of those. It could have been 12. I can't remember exactly. But, it was Miley Cyrus that brought it to the mainstream. But I want Nelly, I want Ludacris to do Diamond in the Back, Sunroof Top, Digging the Scene with a Gangster Lean. Like, that would be awesome. That's one of my favorite songs from him. It's a great song. I think that Nelly and Ludacris, they're like kindred spirits, because I think, like I said, back in 2020, they had their verses, and I don't remember if they declared a winner or something like that, or what the internet, the champion, the reigning champion, undefeated for all time, the internet, whoever or whatever the internet is, they go by, winning. That's the reality. The internet always wins. Luda threw the mixtape in the toilet. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean, Bumba. I'm thrown. He threw the mixtape in the toilet. What mixtape? And he has they both have catalogs. They have multiple albums. And Ludacris is definitely known. He's in State Farm commercials. I think he's in I think car insurance or something like that. Car repair insurance, commercials, something like that. I think Hustle and Flow, yeah, Hustle and Flow, yeah. He's an actor, so he's definitely known. He's been in Hustle and Flow, the Fast and Furious franchise. He's definitely established. He's not going to be like, oh, who is this Negro on the stage? I'm not sure about this guy. They're like, oh, that's him. That's from Hustle and Flow. That's him from Fast and Furious. I like this guy. He's cool. He's good. Please tell me this fell out your pocket, man. I don't remember that part, but all I remember is Maine. That's all that Terrence Howard said in that whole movie. Yeah, mine. I'm just trying to get out here and hustle, mine. I'm just trying to do my thing, mine. These hoes all on me, huh, man, mine. Yes, Terrence beats up Ludacris in Hustle and Flow and Crash. They were both in the same movies, Crash and Hustle and Flow. And Terrence Howard beats beats him up, beats that ass, and shoots his bodyguard and goes to prison. Oh my god! Shoots his bodyguard and goes to prison. That's crazy. I don't know if I just spoiled it for the rest of you, but that's what happens. But there is a this shouldn't be an issue. This shouldn't be a problem. It's patriotic. Hank Williams Jr. is going to be is included. Yes, it's right wing, but that doesn't mean it's not black. There's plenty of black people in the right wing. That's the thing. That's a lie they want to tell you. That all black people are Democrats. That all black people are leftists. There's plenty of rightists or people on the right that are black. Very many. Very many. Rick James says Ludacris is who Diddy wanted to be. Fact. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what you mean by that, but okay. Stand Up. Yes, doom doo doo doom. Stand Up. That might be on the set list. That'll probably be on one of the top songs. That was a #1 song in the country at one point. Produced by who produced it? Who produced Stand Up? I'll give you 15 seconds. Chicken and Beer is great. I love Chicken and Beer. Ludiverse, Release Therapy, Theater of the Mind. Nelly has 5.0, Nellyville, Country Grammar. Timbaland. Are you serious? Come on now. Give the man respect. Even though he's gone off his rocker. You're probably looking it up on Google right now. I'm sure you are. Probably looking it up on Google. Song's old as hell. Yeah. But that means they age well, and they're still reaping the royalties and the residuals from those specific songs, from those specific albums. So I think that's fantastic. I think that's really great. That's a good sign. They're able to still eat off of their. I don't know what the deal is behind their publishing and masters. I don't know if they own their masters. I don't know if they own their publishing. I would imagine they do. But I just remembered Nelly. Nelly sold his catalog, or most of his catalog, a percentage of his catalog, for $50 million, and he bought a horse racing team. So there's that, and I'm sure Ludacris, he has many ventures. I think he had headphones. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. But Nelly had, Ludacris had headphones that he was hawking. So that's just the power of hip hop. Hip hop has come a long way. Could you imagine what's the upside? What's the opposite? There's no hip hop acts. Oh my God, there's no hip hop acts. They're only trying to call people. They're not including. There's that DEI nonsense. They're not including us. They're not including us. DEI can go to hell. They're not including us. They included Nelly and Ludacris, and they make sense because they're veterans. They're not even like they're heavyweights. They're they sold multi-million unit pieces throughout their careers. So they deserve to have that kind of backing. They deserve to have that kind of um, support by what is this? Rock the Nation. And it should be fun. It should be great. And like I said, a lot of people are making jokes. They're like, "Move, bitch, get out my country," or something like that. You know, they're gonna say they're gonna be like Nelly, tip drill. You need to tip drill out of back to Africa or something like that. You know, what are they gonna say? What is this right wing jamboree gonna look like? It's gonna start in May. But they even put them on the top part. Their names are at the top part of the billing in large font. You can't really see the other ones. You have to strain your eyes to see the other people at the bottom. New in 2026, the raised rowdy stage. I don't know what that means, but that seems like it's gonna be interesting. The raised rowdy stage. You guys didn't get the producer. It was Ye. Ye produced Stand Up. I know it's been more than 15 seconds, but I was just trying to see if you guys would look it up. But Ye produced Stand Up. And it's amazing. If you look at the making of the beat, you'll be amazed how great of a producer he actually is. He took a song that sounds nothing like the beat he made, but it incorporates the sounds and the different instruments that play throughout the record. So it's kind of awesome. Yeah, so like I said, songs might be old as hell, but that's some of the best songs. They're tried and true. They're ready for talking about, to be sung about, to be rapped about. That's what they're for. You don't. I can't think of them introducing any new music on this stage. It's just gonna be a medley of all their hits over the what is it? Oh my God, 26 years, 27 years, I think. For it will be 27 years for Nelly, and I think 26 years for Ludacris, or maybe it could be the same. They came out around the same exact time in 1999, 2000. Taking over from the 99 and the 2000. Yes, Gen X rap. Yes, very much Gen X and millennial and Gen X. I grew up on Nelly and Ludacris. Or like Ludacris might be like, "Get back! You don't know me like that." Well, I don't know you like that because you're a Negro and you're at this concert, and I don't understand why you're performing. Get back! Get back! You don't know me like that. Beep beep whoop whoop. I ain't playing around. Make one false move, I'll take you down. Or shake that money maker like somebody about to pay you. If you want to come get it, stand next to this money like, hey, hey, hey. They need Diddy to perform a Bad Boy for Life. They should have like a screen where they're filming Diddy in his cell, and then they should project it on the screen, and then Nelly comes in. We just do it for fun. Dun, 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 do it for fun. That'd be amazing. This is Bad Boy for Life. So I think it's a good thing. I think this is a good thing. A lot of people are hating, and they can hate, but the fact is that you have two acts. And there should be more. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue that there should be more. There should be at least 10 hip hop stars, because that's the dominant genre of the United States, and I think country is number 2 or right next to it. The dominant genre, of course, is hip hop, and pop is probably around there in the top 3, top 10, top 5. That'd be awesome though. But I think with Nelly and Ludacris being of, sound mind and sound body, they'll be able to exact their words upon the people that are going to be showing up for these tour dates. I think it's going to be one of those like huge events. They're probably going to get a good bag. They're probably going to get at least 500,000, maybe 1,000,000. I would imagine. I don't know. I don't know how the mechanics work, but it's going to be something like that, $100,000 to $500,000 maybe for performing. I would imagine. I don't know. I don't think it's for free. I doubt that. I think they're getting paid. So they're probably getting a good bag. I can only imagine. But there's been some pushback, there's been some backlash. People saying one thing and another. Dope Queen Phoebe says, another day, another rant. This time thanks to Ludacris and Nelly to tap dancing at Rock the Country for a check. Selling out in 2026 is ridiculous. Seek help. See, that's the backlash. Hatred. Don't want to see these young men, well, these older men, they're in their 40s and 50s, I think, I think they're in their 40s or 50s. They don't want to see them succeed. They don't want to see them progress. They don't want to see them on the right side of the political spectrum, which is, just as crazy as the left. I see a pox on both houses, like Dr. Jerome Brook. They're both corrupt. They're both backwards. So I would definitely say that. It's a weird space to be in, I think. Gabriel Kellerman, dude be looking like an OG Bobby Jackson style. Do you mean Bobby Johnson? We need Ice Cube and Vanilla Ice and Ice T to perform. Well, they already had that at the Celebrity Deathmatch in MTV. Celebrity Deathmatch was crazy. They had Ice T, Vanilla Ice, and Ice Cube all in the same ring. Just based off of their names. I was like, this is awesome. They don't have Celebrity Deathmatch anymore. They don't have any videos anymore. They're smart. They knew how to go to it. Ridiculousness for 7 hours straight. Teen pregnant, or 16 and pregnant, teen mom, all that. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They obviously know that those are the shows that these young kids are watching and they're taking in, just like I was. I'm totally out of the loop. I'm MTV used to be that was my go-to. Like from 13 to 17, I think it was, something like that. And MTV Jams, now BET Jams. But a lot of these people on this roster aren't on BET Jams. Nelly and Ludacris could be included on BET Jams, but not too many others. Wu-Tang for the Children says, Ludacris and Nelly playing for this MAGA Nazi fest is hilarious. I don't think it's a MAGA Nazi fest. Oh, hey, a whole list of country artists that will no longer get my money. Thank you to the Rock the Country for compiling this for me. So there's going to be a pushback, I think, among both sides. Because the people that are, saying, oh, it's about rock and country. Like, it's obvious. It's in the name. Rock the country. Rock and roll and country music. Not hip-hop, not rap the country or something like that. Rock the country. So Nelly and Ludacris are confident enough, I think, men, that they're able to sustain any kind of other ideals that could be hurled at them, and I think they're going to be strong on it. And that is the power of music, and that's the power of the dollar sign. Because if you have enough for somebody, they're going to perform. Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch your lights out. And it's all in my head over and over again. All right. The moral with ICE is don't F with ICE and risk getting ICE. Just listen to law enforcement officers' instructions. Luda had some good songs with the Big Crit. Okay. Firstly, the moral with ICE. I'm about to get into a police story. Hold on. About to get into a police story. Hold on. I'm going after it right now. Okay, here we go. All right, so ICE. ICE, I'm totally against ICE. I'm for the police. That's the only ICE I like in my police. Not ICE officials, if you can call them that. ICE agents, I guess you can say is the best word. Comply or die in a lot of situations. I understand what you're saying. It is about comply or die. So that's the reality. Luda has some good songs with Big Crit. Oh, you said that. Drive Baby Drive. I don't even know that song. I fell off with Ludacris after a while. But this is an interesting story. Where do you think the most use of force happens in the United States? You think it happens in LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, the NYPD, New York Police Department? No. Louisiana State Police Department. The state troopers, they have had a number of incidents regarding the black population in Louisiana. Louisiana's population is 31% black, and they make up for 60% of all recorded use of force incidents involving state troopers. So that's like a lot. That's a huge amount. Comparatively speaking, and all this was from 2022 to 2024. Comparatively speaking, this was 902 use of force incidents. And just to compare, there's 341 or 23% of all incidents were with white residents who comprise 61% of the country, of the state. Excuse me. There's a Chantel Arnold Act. The law centered around a 2021 incident where a Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputy was captured dragging a black woman by her hair and slamming her into the ground. Ultimately, the sheriff's office settled a civil lawsuit Arnold brought it forth for $300,000. She got her hair did. She got she was wood grain gripping. She got some rims on the car on a Chrysler 300. That money's gone. That's $300,000. That's not that they people spend $2 million to $10 million quick. That $300,000 is out of here. Okay, Bumba, what the hell are you talking about? Lesbians are kind of crazy. And I know what NGL means, but I can't think of what it means right now. Not gonna lie. Is that what you're gonna say? Where the hell did you get lesbians from? What were we talking about lesbians for? What are you talking about? But it was Deputy Jose Alvarado. Alvarado. Yeah, the officer involved in the incident. Despite a wide-ranging history of excessive force complaints against him, he was continuing to be employed. Oh, you talking about Renee Good? Okay, yeah, I got you. I don't know. I'm not on ICE. I'm on the police in Louisiana. It's pretty serious, but the whole idea is the fact that these men and women of color are being disproportionately brought down for their the fact that they're black and Native American American Indians. I call them Indians, American Indian. They call themselves American Indian. There was the AIM movement in the 1970s, and I think it still goes on today. But FBA, Foundational Black Americans, have had a troubled history with the Louisiana State Police Department. The troopers are trying to work with the local population, trying to get good reading and patrol. That's what a cop means, citizen on patrol. They're there to protect individual rights and property rights, which are included in individual rights. That's their whole ideal. That's their whole sense of being. That's what they're all about. Those reservations banging. The Red Lake Massacre is pretty crazy. I don't even know about the Red Lake Massacre. You just fill me in on something I don't even know about. What is the Red Lake Massacre? Started in 2005. The Red Lake shooting was a spree killing that occurred on March 21st, 2005. Okay, what are we talking about this for? What are you saying? What brought up that? What brought up Red Lake? We're talking about Louisiana here, sir. Let's stay on topic. Happened on the reservation. Okay, got you. But we're talking about Louisiana. Let's stay focused on Louisiana. So the study showed racial disparities were prevalent across the state's entire state police regional force. Southwest Louisiana had the highest number of use of force incidents, where Black and American Indian residents were 3 times more likely than population percentages to be involved. This is reality, kids. These are the facts. These are the numbers. You can lie. You can argue all day about ideas, but numbers you can't really argue with real numbers. I mean, not fudge numbers or anything like that. Talking about Indians, yeah. Well, we're talking about Indians in Louisiana. Let's keep it in Louisiana. The data analysis report was conducted by Innocence and Justice Louisiana, formerly known as Innocence Project Louisiana. 11% of use of force incidents had the suspect's race listed as unknown, which, according to data and community coordinator Esme Lee, did limit the precision of their analysis. So there's a plea, there's a want, this desire for greater technology, body cams, drones, better computer systems, focusing on what's going on, dashboard cams, stuff like that. That's all included in this whole era. Why would you never go to Louisiana? Besides obvious reasons. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to upset my Louisiana crowd. But why wouldn't you go? I would go to Louisiana. I was going to go to Louisiana. If I had the money, if I had the time, I would go to Objectivist Conference, an event featuring the ideals and thoughts of Ayn Rand and the presenters and speakers and the different functions that are included in that particular Ocon. I've been to 3 Ocons. They're all amazing. Everyone was great, except for the third one. The third one was kind of like janky, to be honest. I mean, the teaching was great. Getting information from the speakers, that was excellent. But the food, are you kidding me? Their food was pretty good in the first and second, but the third one, they just had little finger foods and stuff like that. It was hardly even a meal. It was crazy. What's in Louisiana? What's not in Louisiana? Louisiana has New Orleans, it has Baton Rouge, it's got Shreveport, all these different events and festivals and all kinds of things. Like I just named, the Ocon is going to be there this year. So prepare yourselves. But yeah, so even Captain, what's his name? According to State Police Public Affairs Commander Captain Russell Graham, the data does not tell the whole story. While the numbers are accurate, it's not a fair depiction of our stats. I'm going to say that again. While the numbers are accurate, it's not a fair depiction of our stats. Graham told the Louisiana Illuminator about the Innocence and Justice report while acknowledging that the study did not have a breakdown that separated how vehicle pursuits were resolved or the conclusion of high-speed chases from other uses of force. He's not concerned with anybody but speeders. He's concerned with motorists going over the speed limit, endangering other vehicles and people and pedestrians and things of that nature. That's his main concern. That's his main topic for discussion. He says, we're not looking at anything besides speed. He said, you're not looking at the color of someone's skin, whether male or female, or even what they're driving. It's troopers running down the road in one direction, catching somebody speaking in the opposite direction. That's their whole modus operandi, their whole reason for being, or their whole actions. I did not know Suicide Boys were from Louisiana. Aren't they being sued by somebody and somebody suing them? It's like Eminem or MGK. Somebody, I can't remember. We did a story about this a few weeks ago about Suicide Boys. Somebody suing them. 3 6 Mafia. 3 6 Mafia. 3 6 Mafia is suing them for using their songs. Let's see. Yeah. DJ Paul suing him. I met one of them once. He's cool. He said DJ Paul was a whole a-hole. That's messed up. I thought DJ Paul and Juicy J were pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I never knew. I never met them in real life. I only have taken in their music. They have some of the best, sonics I've heard in my life. Some of the best, production. DJ Paul is producer, I think, and Juicy J. I think Juicy J produces too, but mostly he raps. They sample tons of their songs, so I understand the lawsuit. yeah. You gotta pay up for them. You gotta pay up for if you want to use their songs. You gotta pay up. You gotta pay up. All right, so this is about to wrap it up. Let me see. Even though Scrim is pretty cool. I don't even know who the hell Scrim is. I know he's in the Suicide Boys, but I don't know who. I can't imagine his lyrics or anything. But he says, still, but no, this is the article says, excuse me, still with the acknowledgement, state police data concluded there were similar racial discrepancies as the report from Innocence and Justice Louisiana. It showed 307 black suspects were involved. Excuse me, goddamn. Huh. Were involved in use of force and pursuit incidents compared to 102 white suspects, a 3-to-1 difference. And that's in the article. But that's just it. It's all about the numbers. It's all about data. They show everything. Data show everything. That is the fact. You can talk about all kinds of different patterns and different ways, people getting, dragged out into the street by their hair and slammed on the concrete and getting 300. I don't know what that was about. $300,000. I guess somebody got to drop a body, or almost have to get have to have their head cracked open, like Rodney King. And speaking of King, it's salute to Martin Luther King. It's actually his birthday, January 15th. So salute to him. I'm about to cut out of here, you guys, so you can get in your last digs all you want. I don't know. I never really paid attention to the Suicide Wars, but thanks for telling me the one with face tats. Okay, now I'm gonna look for the guy with face tats now. R.I.P. MLK, but I don't want to be on MLK Boulevard. That's the irony, right? That's what people say. They say every MLK Boulevard is the most violent, dangerous place in America. Every single one. I mean, that's not maybe it's a little exaggeration, but for the most part, those Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. boulevards are some of the most violent places, and he stood for peace. So, little irony there, a little bit of irony. But hey, it's been real. I thank you all. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. I may have a show tonight, depending on what happens. I probably won't, though. I'll probably have a show tomorrow. Make sure you check out my vocal stories, vocal.media. Type in Skyler Saunders, SkylerSaunders, and I will see you soon. Take care.